Same. I'm with you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
No, buddy.
The drawer sometimes. They're just having the time of my life.
Instagram pictures are together.
Oh my gosh.
Does it have a Thundercat?
Technology.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh no.
Buddy.
We never doubted on one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Launchpad Reseller Podcast Season 2. I am Bob, the Rocket City Reseller, and this is Launchpad. Welcome. We are your mission control for all things reselling. Whether you've been selling for 2 minutes or 20 years, this is the place where we're going to learn together. Today, we have no other than Bevo's Flips. But before we get that, I just want to say hello to Ellie. Hello, Ellie. Welcome to the channel again.
Hey, friends.
Our co-hostess with the mostest. And Steven, thank you for coming in. Welcome to the podcast. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having me. It's awesome. Super pumped. Thanks to Books and Boards for the shout out here on the show to mention me. I'm very humbled by that. They're really good at what they do. So learned a lot from them over the months and almost a year now that I've known them. Great people.
Yeah, they are super duper nice, man. And they're building a hell of an empire over there as well.
For sure.
Speaking of empires, let's talk about it. There's so many questions that I want to get to.
All right.
And so many things. There's a lot happened in the last 24 hours, at least for you on social media anyways. We'll get there in just a second. But before we even unpack all that, first of all, we want to talk about your story, how you came to reselling, maybe what you're doing before reselling. Let's just go as deep as you'd like. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it because there's so much to talk about.
Sure. I'll try to be as quick as I can.
No, take your time. I'm just saying that we want to make sure that we get everything because I want to. How do you encapsulate such a journey? You know, it's one of those things.
Mine is very stop and start. I'll just start at the start. That's tough. I had a little baseball card hustle going on in the neighborhood. I'm a huge Ken Griffey Jr. fan.
Hell yeah.
I always have been. I used to stay up late watching, Baseball Tonight. Did he hit a home or did he not? 1996, 94, 93, all back in those days. That progressed to I had a subcontracting lawn mowing operation going on in the neighborhood. So I would get the jobs and sub it out to the kids in the neighborhood and take a slice.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've always been kind of after it, I guess, since I was young. But I went to work in high school. I had a job in the kitchen washing dishes. Then they wanted to make me the manager at 16. And this place was drug dealers, and it was just a mess. And I was like, no, my parents got me hooked up with a guy at an antique mall that they knew. And I started working there and was like, oh, this is cool. That's fun. And started my first booth. I guess I was 18. Had a little showcase glass window with a lock thingy. Sold pretty much only vintage toys. I had a lot of mentors there at the antique mall. I learned a lot about a lot of things. I can still hear Miss Eileen's voice with her little showcase, and she's a sweet little old lady putting her Playboys in there with a little. I'm like, Eileen, what are you bringing in here? Come on,
Eileen, you're crazy.
She was probably 85 back then. Just loved her to death. But anyways, college happened, so I kind of got out of all that. Went to school in Atlanta. And I would drive back to Chattanooga, where I'm from, the area of Chattanooga, and kind of help and run my dad's business on the weekends. So no time for anything but that and college life, which I enjoyed. For a lot of people go to school for 9 years. They're called doctors. I'm not.
I don't know if you can see the chat. You got some fans.
What's up, y'all? I can't see the chat. I'm a dinosaur, y'all. Start touching stuff, and
yeah, we got Steven's Thrifting Journey says hello, and also Earl Picker.
Two of my favorites.
Yeah, exactly.
Love you guys.
They're here to support you. So you mentioned school for 9 years. What were you trying to accomplish there, like degree wise?
So I got a major in finance and a minor in marketing. Um, and I did intern in college with Morgan Stanley, and it got switched over to another company, and this is miserable.
I imagine so.
It's not so bad, 20 years down the road, if you want to play the long game and you're a fiduciary and you're managing clients' wealth, and that game's a whole lot different than cold calling people and hustling and a lot less shady. I'll just leave it at that. Not calling Morgan Stanley shady, but we all seen the downturn. But I had a career after college. It took me 7 years because I was traveling back and forth. I wasn't taking a full load ever. I was cash flow in college on my credit card while I worked. And I had a lot of fun. I kind of discovered some bands in Atlanta. One of them blew up, and I was having a lot of fun. Anyways,
I love it.
got the career going, and I had a big area in the Southeast that I was managing, pretty much Alabama, part of North Florida, all of Georgia, part of South Carolina. I had to cover it all. And we had a bonus program, and that kind of got changed for like a 3-month period. I'm like, well, I'm bored. I got nothing to do. I'm not making hardly any money anymore. I'm gonna start going to yard sales. So it picked up for about 9 or 10 months, real hard, and then I had to shut it down immediately because I had to go to the corporate office. I got promoted and did that 7 or 8 or 9 years. Ended up as like a VP of operations, pretty decent sized place. About half the country, or 3/4 of the country, or 1/3 of the country I had to cover. But moved down to where I am now for family. My wife's a flight attendant. I was traveling in a truck. She was traveling in an airplane, and we had a baby on the way. So I took over her dad's business, and I still do that. It takes up little of my time now because I have it pretty dialed in. And I bought a house that I'm in currently, and it took me 3 years to remodel it myself. And the guy I bought it from, the day we checked out the property, he wanted to be there to show us his barns because he had stuff in his barns. I'm like, I get it. You got a car or something. Opens the door, and it's just racks. I'm like, this dude's an eBay seller. I want to talk to him, and we're buddies now. He lives behind me. There's a rental house, and we buy storage units together. We're real good buddies. His name's Paul Deaton. He is an incredible storage unit dude. I mean, a lot of the stuff y'all see in my storage units, he's the godfather of that. So, and since May of last year, he was like, hey, I've got an interesting unit. You want to look at it? I'm like, sure, I'll look. I wasn't reselling, didn't have an operation going at all, nothing. Just running my normal life. And we bought this unit for $14,000, and I've been reselling pretty hard pretty since. So,
man, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's kind of serendipitous, really, when you think about it. Like, do you believe in luck?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you believe in choice and opportunity? Some say that's the same thing, right?
I told him a month after we started, I was like, I didn't realize how much I needed this. Like it refilled a part of me that I didn't know was missing, and I got chill bumps thinking about it. It wakes me up at 6 a.m. without an alarm clock. Let's roll, and not much does that anymore. So
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's an incredible story. So you mentioned you had a child, boy, girl.
He's 8. He's a boy. Yep.
Boy,
just one.
I think I've seen some content that you put out. He's like your little picking buddy.
He is. He was there with me today. Today was probably my 2nd or 3rd best day ever at a thrift store. Just the new rack rolls out. It was like all I saw. I think I got 16 new tag Nike pieces off that one rack. Yeah, nice stuff. I mean, $70, $80, $90, MSRP on it. So gonna do well with that. And he was there the whole way. He's learning, and but he's 8. So say what?
Does he have a favorite? Does he run to the toys to look for toys to resell?
He used to, and he's very smart. I'll give you. I've got my hands full, but he was like, "Why don't I ever find any toys?" I'm like, "How many times do you see me picking toys out of the thrift store?" Like, never. I'm like, I don't know much about what you guys got rolling upstairs there, the plushes. Every time I look up at a plush or a Pokemon or a book or a CD, it's worth 37 cents. I'm like, well, okay, y'all are killing it. They're there. I can't find it. I don't see them. They're just hiding back there. I don't know. But I do well.
I have an 8 and a 10-year-old, and so they
Mhm.
race me to the toy section so that I don't,
Sell it.
if they find the action figure first.
Yeah.
They keep
You're like, give me that
Or
$60
sell it.
action figure. I was kidding.
Yeah,
That's
they're
excellent.
hustlers too. They'll sell. They'll be like, okay, I can sell this for $10, or
Mhm.
That's
I
awesome.
pay him. I just pay him like a buck or two or whatever. If it's a big margin or something, if he finds something on his own, I just pay him.
Nice.
Like, here's your cut, and so I don't have to track it because he's like, did my shoe sell? Did this sell? I'm like, which ones were those again?
I think I may have to think about doing that. I
Yeah.
guess I never thought about it that way because, yep,
Yeah. That's
I've
awesome.
got
That,
4 kids and they all want in on
Oh,
some,
yeah.
some money, some extra money.
Well,
that's excellent. You're baking that in early, which is really great. I think it's a lost art, honestly. It doesn't matter what you're doing, like include your children. I think a lot of people like set it and forget it like a turkey in front of on an oven. Like they're on these tablets and doing all this stuff. And I'm guilty of that myself, probably a little bit. So I think I wish I would have started reselling earlier, specifically for our youngest one, but he has his own agenda and his own life ahead of him. He's headed off to the University of Alabama next month. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.
So he's got tickets to the first opening game. So he's all excited for football and all the things. So it's an exciting time to be alive for him. Good. So I get that drive, like to be a parent and try to do better and do all the things. And I love the freedom that you're talking about, man. Mm-hmm. I think that's why you're getting goosebumps, maybe, because you've unlocked with everybody the purpose, right?
Yeah. When I did it, it was 2012 when I went real hard. And I think I started up in April or May, just piddling with Etsy and eBay. And then I think I closed that year with like 36 grand in sales. And I literally just shut it off, and I had inventory. I sold it at yard sales 10 years later. Still have some of it. But the OG death pile, as I call it. But I kind of see this as not my landing pad of my career, but kind of the last hurrah for me as far as work goes. Because the other stuff I got going on is I kind of got it dialed in, and I'm working on trying to dial this in and get more lean than I have been with the storage units. But I do see this as kind of the future for me, 100%.
That's great that you have a mentor, or at least someone that's interested that's so close to you, and that you guys formed a relationship. I find that very interesting. Sometimes you just stumble across people, and it's like it's meant to be. So it sounds like you have at least someone that you can use as a sounding board when you think you might be like off kilter. You can kind of have that person to be able to, especially if I don't know how your spouse feels about reselling. We could talk about that if you want, but is she interested or not, or is it just kind of like you're doing your thing?
We'll touch on that about as much as, or I'll give you what the answers I used to get. Cool. Wow. Ooh.
Awesome.
No, she supports me, encourages me, all the great things. She knocks it out of the park there. It's just not her thing.
And that's okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can make this much. Well, you hadn't sold it yet. When somebody tells you that, you're like, oh, okay. You're right.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, she keeps me on the rails, though. I mean, I feel like in marriage, there needs to be a little bit of fear. Well, if I go buy that storage unit, am I going to sleep in the garage or in the barn or in the house? Because, that kind of thing.
It's important to have guardrails. I mean, you don't want to go too crazy because, I mean, the favorite part of every reseller's journey is the picking, probably. So I can definitely see how that might be one of those things where you kind of need a sound mind, and because you can get crazy with it if you let it. What's the craziest like purchase you ever made, like financially, you think?
In reselling?
Yeah, reselling.
The first storage unit was just bonkers. It makes no sense to me. I'm pretty logical financially. First one, it was like 14-1 or something like that. We broke even. We're in the money about a year later on that unit.
Yeah.
It had a lot of stuff in it. It had a big gun safe, and it had two $10,000 empty wrappers in the gun safe. You can't see my hands. The little bands.
Yeah.
Had two of those in there, so it was empty.
That's wild.
Yeah, I found the combo to the safe inside a Beatles album, so I'm like looking in there to try to figure out what pressing it was.
No way.
And inside the cardboard, there was 4 numbers with arrows pointing both ways. I'm like, we got the combo. I saved us like $350. So.
Hey.
That's pretty good. That's unheard of.
Right.
Right.
But look.
Yeah.
And so in this one storage unit, this is one of the craziest things for me. It's my first time. We're pulling out some pretty cool stuff. This guy's from Northern California, around San Francisco area. There's a lot of Apple memorabilia going on, and I pull out this old Mac computer, and then I'm looking at it. I'm like, Steve Jobs signed this. His signature's over 6 figures, and it was fake, But the adrenaline rush of
Right.
holy,
Right.
Yeah.
Is that Beanie Baby moment when you first start selling?
How do you go and
Man, that's
authenticate
Beanie Baby.
something like that, or find out if it's fake, like with signatures and stuff?
I took that one to Comic-Con, and they sent it back like 13 weeks later and said it was fake. And the girl there, she's like, I've done a lot of Steve Jobs autographs and none have been real. So I think it's a cabal. They're tainting the market, I think, but I'm kidding.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe you're not kidding. So what do you think? A lot of people are learning about reselling on YouTube and social media. What do you think there's one thing you can't learn from that? Like, what do you think that one thing is that you can't teach through YouTube or Facebook?
Instincts, I think, would be it.
Yeah.
I run off my gut more than my phone. And the phone is the most useful tool for what we do as far as finding something out. Don't get me wrong. It's incredibly useful to me. But, patterns, I go to the same Goodwill every day. I don't go to I go to one thrift store, basically is what I'm trying to say. I might go into another one twice a week. That's all on my way. This is all in my circle of my day. I don't really branch out of town very often, but I'm there 2-3 times a day, every day, Monday through Friday, sometimes 7 days a week. There in the morning when they open, I come back around before lunch and after lunch, late afternoon. I know kind of what they're bringing stuff. I know everybody there. I've built a relationship with everybody there, just being friendly with them because I'm there all the time. And that has produced, hey, there's men's stuff coming out soon. Okay, well, I'm going to hang out. And then here comes a rack of, great stuff. And I tend to only look at the new racks and peruse, around the outside of the store, the shoes, the hard goods, and then I'm bailing. I don't want to sift through 7,300 racks of clothing for hours. I've got enough stuff, but not every new reseller has that back pile of stuff. But instincts, I'm going to cut myself off here. Instincts would be what I would say.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad explanation. I think that's most important. And some people come to it naturally, and some people have to grow that. I think you grow through experience, really. Even for like us when we first started. I don't know about you, Ellie, but when we first started, we were grabbing everything. And
yeah. Ditto. Like
it was like a no, ma'am. This one's a no-lo. We're definitely not looking for this one.
Well, your
I think
instincts.
for me, with like grabbing toys, every category of toys, of course, as I began to notice, has 1 or 2 figures that are going to be worth more, and then the other ones are basic and you can't get rid of them. It took me a little while to like figure that out because I was just grabbing them all. At some point I started being more picky with, okay, this is a good cartoon, people are going to want this, but this is a main character, maybe not.
Yeah. So, Stephen, if you were to walk into a store with 10 new resellers, what is it that you think most of them would miss in a thrift store?
first time, like getting
like
into
their
it.
first
Yeah.
time you went in there, you had a group of people, you're going to say, I'm going to show you how to do this thing. I'm going to let you guys go out first. What do you think they're missing right away?
Stuff that I still miss too, the small details of a fabric. When I walk in, I'm scanning. I'm not scouring. It's hard for me to jump into that realm. I have a game plan, depending on whose car's in the parking lot. Okay, that's John's going for books, and he's going for shoes, and he's going for this. So I'm going that way. And so I'm constantly just down my checklist of things. But long story here.
It's okay.
What do they know best, and start there. What do you have the most knowledge in, and start looking in that area. And if you're looking at clothes, is it something you or your kid would wear? Are they talking about it? And then look it up.
Yeah, I think that's imperative. Like, stick to what you know at first. And not necessarily sure I knew plush when we first started. My wife more so. She had a lot of that when she was growing up, so it kind of naturally lended itself to that. We were foster parents for a while, and it was a natural course to go toys, I think. So maybe that there's a lot of truth. Well, there's actually a lot of truth to that. Stick with what you know at first. So that's really good insight. I think it's important. It's hard to look at someone like you that's an everything reseller though, and not find that attractive.
It's fun. It's fun. That's one thing.
Because you can do it. Yeah, you can do it in a short amount of time, right? You can go in there and you can find value. We talked about Amy about Amy a little bit when she was on the podcast. She was saying that, in a short amount of time, she can find value quicker by being an everything reseller. Whereas we're specifically looking, we have to go to 10 stores to find 5 things, right? Where you can go to maybe one store and find 10 things. So I guess there's that, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's crucial for me. I mean, I want to find the cream of the crop in whatever category I can find that has the best return. It's going to move the best for me. And I don't like to dig at the thrift store, like the toy and plush aisle. One of the reasons I don't even like being in there is because you touch one thing and 73 hit the floor, and I want to pick it all up, put it back, because I know the people there, and if I make a mess, I'm going to clean it up and not make them do it. They've been nothing but good to me. So I call it a hornet's nest, and it's just like unraveling the yarn every time you pull a toy out, because it's a disaster.
Have you seen Bob's? Have you seen Bob's videos in that big old cage of plush?
I have not. I need to check that out.
So we used to have it as our landing video, where we actually stumbled upon a thrift store, and it was just this mountainous like prison. Like I think the video is called "These Plushies Pay Our Bills." We broke them out of prison or something. I don't know, something corny like that. But anyways, yeah. So we broke them out of there. But it's just like we're pulling like 30, 40, 20, like plush. And matter of fact, I think it's Bearded Thrifts was at that. We were actually there when he was there. He was like, "Oh, it is true. Poo in a honey pot." So we ran across him over in the thrift store. So it's pretty interesting.
Nice.
So, but yeah. Yeah, so I agree. It's a hornet's nest if you allow it to be, and it's okay. What are you looking for when you walk in a thrift store? Is it strictly hard goods? You're straight like an arrow. Books, media.
It like I said, in the morning at 9, I kind of the crowd I know, and if so and so's not here, I'll usually go to shoes and start there, and then swing through and kind of browse electronics. And I'll take a peek back at the handbags as I'm going around I've got a route when I'm doing that, and I look at the handbags and scan those as I'm going to electronics to scan that. Yeah. And me being in this one store so often, I can eliminate so many things on the rack or on the shelf that's been there. I've seen it. So stuff jumps out that hasn't been there to me. And then I hit coffee mugs, and then I swoop around to kind of
that surprises me. The coffee mugs, that surprises me.
Go for some money.
Some of them can. They're generally a lot of solid $8 or $9 flips for me, but they're easy to list, ship, all those things, and it's it's a quick scan. And I'm looking, is there a new rack? Who's working? Hey, is there any men's coming out today? I'm asking questions. And then I kind of scan the clothes because no one's going for clothes at 9 a.m. The t-shirt boys are still asleep. So bring the crop.
We call those guys the bin bros. Man, I almost got into it with one of the bin bros in Tennessee. Ellie, I don't know if it was you next to me or who was next to me, and they were throwing clothes over our heads. I forget. They were just like really. They had just broke out like a brand new like set of bins, and all of a sudden these clothes come flying over our heads into the bins. I'm like, turn around. I was like, what the hell are you guys doing? Yeah.
Yeah, it was
like,
me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I almost like forgot myself. Forgot I was a Christian for a second.
And Bob's a very mellow guy, so
I am extremely mellow.
Yes,
red in the face.
I don't like disrespect to just people's space or.
I asked them how they would feel if I took one of these greasy pots from Hard Goods and just threw it in their clothes. How that would make them feel. Yeah. He just looked at me like, "Sorry, dude."
Yeah. Listen, Junior, I wore shirts bigger than that in elementary school. I don't know. They always come like I'm on a new rack and they come dive bombing over your shoulder and like jump in front of you. Yeah. And I'm just like, you're not going to jump me, bro. I'm not. And then they kind of look at you and they're like, ooh.
Yeah, we'll fold you up like a case knife and put you in my pocket.
Yeah. I'm not gonna break down in the middle of Goodwill like that, but
yeah, I thought about it. I'm gonna be honest, Steven. I thought about it.
You need to get in line, get behind me, and we're cool. Or if I'm on one side of the rack and you get on the other, we're cool. But don't jump in right in front of me.
I don't think I've ever had conflict at a Goodwill store, but there are Bins Chronicles. I have had so many.
The Bins Chronicles. That sounds like a social media fantastic story right there.
Story time.
Tales from the bins.
Story time from the bins. Yeah.
I went to one once. There's not one here. I was in a concert in Denver and kind of had some time to go to one. I was like, this is chaos. It stunk in there. God, it stunk.
Oh yeah. We just recently went to Birmingham when we were cutting through to Tuscaloosa for I think it was Bama Days before doing an orientation for my son. We stopped in America's Thrift store in Birmingham. Man, I've never smelled something so bad in my life. I'm not sure exactly what they were cooking there, but it was terrible. It was absolutely awful, and I'm just like, there's no way, man.
The toy aisle at the America's Thrift that I go to once or twice a week. The toy aisle is right next to the bathroom, and there's some sort of sewage problem there because I can't even. I'm like, no, we're just gonna skip that. It's awful. The air doesn't work. It's like,
oh no.
They're going to be down that way in August, and I'm just like, there's no way. On moving day, there ain't no way, man. I'm going in there. If my wife wants to go, and I'll patiently wait, but I ain't going back in there, man. You can't make me.
That's saying something. If one of us doesn't want to go in the thrift store,
right. I've been through hell and high water in my life, and I don't. No, thank you. That's a no, thank you, right there.
Agreed.
So yeah. Speaking of social media, man, recent events. Let's talk about it. Why don't you tell the folks what happened recently?
So Facebook put out the 300,000 view challenge 22 days or 25 days ago, whatever it was, and we crossed that threshold last night or yesterday afternoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it was. The views went way down at the end. I'm like, oh no, I fumbled the bag because I have struggled with it for months and months.
Oh, I know. That's how I found you, by the way, through that journey,
through my struggles. And
we were coming up together on Facebook. If you didn't know that, we were trending together. We started. I think we started around the same time. So
yeah, so I think there was that's our graduating class. I call it.
Yeah.
Valedictorians right now is probably Mom Rebooted or Backwoods Thrifter and Tall Girl.
Yeah.
But
love them all.
They're great people. And what stinks about when your page grows, and it's tough to visit everybody and kind of stay
I'm having
what
that
it
trouble.
was back then. Because back when it was that first group of like 10 people, God, it was a blast. But it's just impossible to. The bells and whistles are going off. I can't keep up with it. Awful at it. I'm trying.
I'm still confused. I don't know if you knew this or not, but I'm a data scientist, software engineer, and I did it in 2 months and 10 days. Right, got monetized. So, but I was kind of. I guess there is a little bit of strategy I use, but I'm not sure exactly what was the secret sauce to getting it done that quickly. Whereas someone like you, who's very like personable, who has a very strong brand and strong message, doesn't or can't get it done in that time. So I'm not sure exactly how they're deciding, and I think it might just be random. Quite honestly, it almost feels as if
I don't know, Bob.
Maybe
you were
it
really
is.
hitting it hard. You were posting a lot.
Yeah.
You were trying to do your video. Like, I have not been as consistent. So
I wasn't. I knew deep down that I wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought I was hitting the numbers, but when they started the challenge, I had just kind of started posting again a little more often instead of just kind of keeping it alive. And then they started that, and I've got notebooks and ideas, and I'm planning skits out in my head. Just
we're going to talk about that in just a second because I love it. I love it.
But I'm a goofball, always have been. And I like to make my friends laugh. I like to laugh all the time. So I'm a serious dude. I take care of business, but I might as well have a little fun.
Yeah, let's talk about fun. So Charles, the laws of Bevo.
Call Bevo, and Bevo. We will fight for you.
I about fell off my chair. It was so entertaining. I don't know how well that did. I don't. How did it do?
It was like 2,700 views. The last I looked at.
Surely it should have. I guess he's not as prolific as we thought, but this guy, I ended up blocking him. I'm not going to take it anymore. But why don't you tell people what we're talking about for those that might be listening on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon Music who don't know what we're talking about?
So Charlie, I don't know his last name.
Gonky or Gonky or something like that.
What have you?
I don't know. Okay.
Donkey. So he would just randomly copy and paste the same post on so many different resellers' content. Whether if you sell something, hey, I sold this on eBay, and he's like, did you know that 80% of all sales on eBay are new? Don't chase thrift store one-offs, use blah, 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 blah. Drive to your local manufacturer and knock on their door, and they'll just hand you all this stuff to sell on eBay. No questions asked. And then what else is there? There's more manufacturers than there are thrift stores in the country. I kind of want to fact check that, by the way, but that's for another day. So he just blatantly does this to a lot of people, and he's, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And, and I've actually said this to one of his comments. He's got some strong points about how to run a business and a reselling business. That's the way to do it for sure. But not everybody wants to run that business. I don't. You don't. I don't think.
There's no wrong way, right? You can't just say, hey, this is the only way.
And he doesn't say what he's selling. He's not giving up that information. So there's a lot of hypocrisy, and he's kind of come off his high horse and looking down on us like he's Zeus. So I don't care for that, especially when you're like degrading women or berating women. And then I got a real short temper for that. So I made my best thing I can do is make fun of it. And that popped into my head. I don't really like ambulance chasers either. So, lawyers are lawyers. Except for if you're a lawyer for Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, I love you. Anyways.
So it was fantastic to see that. What do you think it was, the video that pushed you over, or the content, for those that are still struggling with that challenge? Is there any advice you can give? Sorry about my beagle.
No, I'm surprised my dogs aren't howling at a leaf falling.
She's got internal sneezing issues, so she sounds like that's why we call her Piggy.
Piggy.
Anyways, what do you think it was? What was the video that did it for you?
The particular video about Charlie, or the video that kind of helped?
No, yeah, that like what was it that other than consistency, right? Is there a certain particular flair of content that you found more consumable to your audience?
100%. So what I think, the only thing that Facebook was really pushing of mine, past the reseller world, was eBay screenshots of goofy offers and messages, organizational stuff of my skewed inventory of clothes. The highest performing thing I had in the challenge was a 5-box display of my clothes that were all skewed up and sitting on my kitchen counter. I just snapped a pic and threw it up, and it hit 36,000.
Wow.
So, and that was early on. So I had a lot of momentum there. I got better at being more consistent, as you said, and having a plan. But really focusing at the end, I was like, okay, well, that's getting 300, 200, 400. This is getting 13,000, 8,000, 4,000. So I started trying to sprinkle more of that in without making it just all that, because I don't want to do just look at my goofy eBay message. But I don't really do a lot of reels. It's pushing. It's telling me to do more photos. I do better with photos. Do more photos. I'm like, well, everyone else is telling me reels.
Photos are easier.
Photos are
Photos
easier.
are easier. Yeah.
Especially for me. You see these fingers? I'm not trying to slide that little thing to edit something. It's like, it's awful. But the Charlie video is the highest reaching reel I've ever had, and it's like I said, 2,700. So those weren't really it for me. And I never had anything go above 35,000. It was more of a grinded out kind of battle.
Yeah.
Sorry about my internet, y'all.
That's okay.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So I missed a little bit of that, but that's okay. It sounds like photos are doing better for you than video. And
They were.
sometimes I take that with a grain of salt. Like, does Facebook know best? So I did a smattering of everything, but I will say for the record that Facebook does prefer photos. We had a couple. We had one go 500,000 views, and it was a picture of my wife standing in front of her inventory while she was inventorying it. It was very simple. It's like, this is our inventory, this is how we do it, kind of thing. And it just got 500,000 views. So I think there's an appetite for people trying to get organized, looking for ideas for their inventory, because they're probably, like when we first started, we were not in control of what was going on. So what we've learned through the process of doing this is, do an inventory every year. Make sure that you have an inventory control system, whether that's a spreadsheet or Nifty, something, whatever you want to use, piece of paper, whatever it is, I
love my paper.
I think, I'm a paper person too, very tactile. So I think that for us was what we noticed right away, got a lot of insight. And what I noticed too is, like, I could show you 1,000 teddy bears that sold for whatever amount of money, but what people are most interested in is the process and how we go about selling it. So it's not so much what it's sold for, it's the process in getting there. So we learned right away that don't worry about what the end result was, because everybody has that, right? How do you get from here to there? I think that's how we did it so quickly. I figured that early on. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's value in documenting anything that you're doing, regardless of what it is. You see Door Dashers all the time on, YouTube or whatever. Start filming. Do it today. If you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to. I do most of my stuff with meta glasses.
Yeah.
So you just recently got meta glasses, didn't you?
I did. I love these things.
Yeah.
I love it.
How is that changing your content and your reselling? Are you missing things because you're wearing them? Because I wonder if I'm missing, like, what I'm actually there to look for, because I'm too worried about filming what I'm looking at.
And you see it in the video footage later.
I don't. I haven't noticed a difference. I, I'm, I guess I'm only looking to if I see something that excites me, that I'm jacked about finding is kind of what I'm looking to film right now. I guess not so much. Do you see anything? I'm just new. I'm very new to even making, content inside the store. I've got a handful of videos in my phone that I've got to kind of look at. I've got footage today of all the new Nike new attack stuff that I'm pretty pumped about. I hope it turned out okay. So we'll see there. But so I'm learning about that. But right now it's an afterthought to me as far as I've kind of explained the way I get when I get to the thrift store. It's kind of Rain Man almost, I guess.
I love it. I love it. Locked in, laser focused.
Very.
So what does your listing look like? Sorry, Bob.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Yeah.
How many are you listing a day, or what's the process look like for you?
So today I haven't listed anything yet. I've got some photos ready to roll of some of the stuff I bought today. I do $500 a day. That is I don't do a set item anymore. I used to. And I find myself, I'm going to get 2 or 3 up today and just keep it happy, feed the beast. And Sean's Finds, who I think we all love, he was writing down, how much he listed today and why he did it that way. And it was just, ding, duh, way to go. That's what I want to do. And so let's do 500.
Yeah.
Because I want to
That's
sell.
not a bad strategy, because a lot of people tear themselves up about getting a certain number done. But if you can get to a certain dollar amount, it's not necessary. And also maintaining the fact that someone wants to buy it, right? Because you can list anything for $100, but if it's not going to sell for that, you gotta balance that. But so that's a good point. Sean's killing it.
I'm struggling a little bit with listing 50 item one day and 5 items the next. Like how to.
That's something that I used to when we did that first storage unit. I was listing like a madman, just constantly, and then there would be none or 2 or 37. But the way I do it now is, I bank 500 and 500 and 500 and 500. So if you're doing 50, bank yourself some leeway. It took a lot of pressure off me, where I felt like I had to do this.
So are you cross listing?
No, not really.
No. Okay.
I want to get back to doing that. Right now, I don't have the bandwidth to kind of take on more than what I'm doing at the moment, which is, still sourcing frequently, reducing my death pile. I'm about to purge. I'm thinking about whatnot. I've got a big barn full of stuff. My business partner on the storage units, we split everything 50-50. He's got a 5,400 and something item eBay store, and he's moving to Spain in September, and I will take over his eBay store and run it and split it with him
permanently.
Yeah,
he's out.
Yeah, so he's moving to Spain. So, and that it's my barn down there at the house. So I kind of cover the storage of everything and keep everything operational, and take that over. So I've got that looming over my head. But he and I together have 7, 8, or 9 storage units right now that we're renting, full of antiques, like great stuff. Just you walk in and be like, it's not a death pile. No, it's not. This man's got some incredible stuff.
The money mountain.
Storage unit. Yeah, money mountain, exactly. Storage units and also barn. How many square feet do you think altogether?
There's 10,000 square feet of barn here. And I have some personal stuff. I've got 4 cars in the barn.
Yeah.
I don't know storage unit wise.
I was just curious if you had
a lot. We're still paying for one in Florida.
Dang.
Yeah,
you're talking about 10 by 10s, 10 by 20s, 10 by 30s.
We typically go for 10 by 30s or 10 by 10. 10 by 10 is fine. We've done 5 by 5s, whatever's, but we typically have gone after the more expensive units, the bigger units, and
the entire home, basically. Like 10 by 30, I think, is pretty much someone's entire life.
We definitely get mattresses and furniture. but we try not to get that kind of stuff. We're not looking for the home goods, the lamps, furniture, dishes, all that stuff. We're looking for the last 8 units we bought, both guys were antique dealers for decades. So you're pulling out, speakers from the 60s, Hamilton teletype drawers. One guy had a LL Bean boat and tote hoard. Those things can be really expensive. Just on and on and on.
I just picked up one of those LLB boat totes when I was at the Benz.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
It was a monogram, but still.
Does it have the sawtooth tag?
It's older.
Okay.
I think it is maybe not 90s. That's too early, but it's early. So
if it's got if the embroidered tag has the sawtooth on it, that's where the money's at on those. They're all worth good money, but those are where the stupid money goes.
I'll have to double check. Yeah,
I don't have any of
Did you
those.
bring it with you? I know Amanda was like, Bob.
Hey.
Excuse me while I put my
Yes.
I would imagine those do pretty good this time of year. So everybody's out and about doing
The
the
college
thing.
kids love them. Apparently, I met a dude at a flea market. He bought a bunch off of us for $15 or $20 a piece and needed washing. We were just liquidating cash flow, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm traveling to Penn State for a market at the university there." And this guy was a killer when it comes to T-shirts and all that stuff. Young guy, super impressive. He wasn't a bro. He was a T-shirt businessman. So
love it. There's a difference.
We need to get some bros on this show so we can just cash it out, man.
Can I be on that one, please?
Yeah, man. We'll have you back as a guest host.
Just be back here shaking my head and let my dog.
It's Ellie's number one job now is when she's in the Nashville band. Approach the bros or the Barbies. I don't know what you call
the
bin Barbies.
Like hide in the corner. Don't look at me. I'm just doing my own thing.
Yeah, maybe next time I'm over there, because I had a really great conversation with these when I was in St. Louis.
Yeah,
came across two or three younger sellers that were out and about, and they were obviously bin bros, and they were just all about reselling. It was good. It was nice to have see the enthusiasm for it, because you don't see that very often in that age group. They had to be all of maybe 18, 19. And was talking to him about Nifty, doing all the stuff, gave him my code Rocket City. I said, man, save you 15%. One guy, he actually messaged me after like a week later and said, man, I signed up. It's a game changer. He's like, I'm already seeing like sales.
Let's get him on the podcast.
Yeah, right. If
absolutely.
I can get him, that'd be awesome. But yeah, it was just nice seeing and they were listening too. A lot of times with younger folks, when the older guys talk to them.
You're being an unk.
Yeah, I'm still young enough to be an unk.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The proudest moment is being called unk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely moving on. And I thought it was good. It was a good conversation. And matter of fact, later on during the day, they actually brought my wife Harry Potter slithering Naga, plush. I've never seen that. I've been doing this for 4 years. So, and they brought her over something, and they were like, "Thanks so much," and it was just really good. So it's not all bad, I will say. No. So.
I pick on them a lot, but we all have our quirks and our our things, and we're boomers or Gen Xers or whatever you want. All of us were. I pick on them, but I pick on people I like, and they're resellers, so I like them. Yeah.
You think you're I'm going to say Gen X. I'm going to guess. I don't know. Maybe I missed it.
I don't.
But anyways, would you say that critical thinking plays a large part in what you're doing? So I think that's one of the things that are sorely missed in reselling, critical thinking.
Yes.
Being able to differentiate between what's actually tangible and what's actually not, and kind of finding the line for you is what we're talking about for those that might be wondering. So huge part of reselling, it sounds like, for you. Sounds like you have a pretty good beat on it. One of the questions I was going to ask you, if you were to inherit someone's stock, what that would look like, what would be your first move? It's kind of interesting that you brought up your buddies moving to Spain. So it's kind of interesting. So what's the move for that? Or do you have a plan for that? Like to move it quicker, or are you just going to allow it to sell through in a natural way?
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I don't know. I mean, I might start. He's got a lot of stuff still that I may just have to list and kind of sprinkle those in, and have the auto relist on Nifty going, and kind of see how that goes and pivot if I need to, or start moves. Just list one or two a day over there just to keep it fed. That out of my bank or something, I can do that. Either way, I'm a big believer in just pivoting constantly, really. So I don't have a plan for a lot of things, but I have work ethic to go get after it and then kind of see where it needs to go from there. That's my only shot at it, I guess.
Yeah. If I were to strap a GoPro to Ellie and have her follow you around for a day, what does a day in the life look like for Bevo's Flips?
Long, very long, probably a little crazy, funny, that's for sure. I wake up pretty early generally, start my day with kind of checking around Facebook and kind of go over my to-do list for the day, my goals for the day. I'll list in the morning that's for my pre-draft bank. If I'm saying that right, pre-draft bank, whatever.
Yes, we understand. All the resellers out there are like, yep.
Perfect. I then pick my orders. I try to get to Goodwill at 9:00 in the morning when they open. I have my orders with me. I take them to my other business that I own or family owns. And I handle business there. I do the strategic thinking, the bookkeeping, the supply, and kind of I'm in and out of there in about 2 hours. Depends on how much stuff I have to ship. And I ship from there. The last thing I do, it keeps me engaged there because all I want to do is this over here, reselling. So it forces me to be there Monday through Friday and not just play hooky because I can, and keep my eye on the ball for at least an hour or two. And that's really all I need. And then post office, Goodwill, again, home, eat, chill for a minute, start organizing pictures. It's time to go back to Goodwill. And then I usually am cooking dinner, hanging out, and listing from there while I'm chilling on the couch. That's a day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think, you know what it is? It's so much fun that it doesn't feel like work. At least for us. I don't know. It sounds like everybody I've talked to so far. I don't know, Ellie, what do you think? Everybody that we talked to so far is pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, it's not. I think the only exception, and I don't know if it's really an exception, is Caleb because he didn't like the niche that he had.
Yeah.
But I think that he was already to a level where he can
he could walk away from it and it still runs. Yeah.
So
that's interesting that came up because I don't know if you guys saw Pegasus Lounge was on the Lonnie and Ryan show. I don't know if you track that podcast or not.
Not yet.
So yeah, it's a tough one to get through. He's not a reseller's reseller.
Oh no!
Basically,
I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Yeah, you have to watch it. It's such a like polarizing interview. But I guess the point is they're saying that it's not. You're being self-employed is not a business. Is basically his message. I don't agree with that.
I don't know. I think there's an argument there. I think that we do work. We're not.
Could it run without you? Was his basic thought process.
I think it's a little bit true, and I think that businessmen outside of something like reselling would say it's not a business. You have created work for yourself. So I don't know if I'm in full opposition of that.
The definition of a business is the sale and service of a commodity, I think, or a commodity or a service, like for money. It's like the base definition.
I want to say though, and I wonder, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I think, is one of the ones that maybe that is in their book. I've listened to a lot of audiobooks, and that's the consensus among businessmen who are like I guess above, I don't know, millionaires call it, but is that it's not a business if you're still working in it. So I've heard that before, not I haven't even watched this podcast that you're saying, so I've heard that in another space.
Totally watch it. It's worth the I don't know if it's worth the aggravation, but it's definitely a thought provoking one. Well, Steven, what are your thoughts?
I don't really listen to very many people.
I love it already.
Yeah, I don't. I have my head down.
Yeah.
I worry about my family, my friends, my music that I listen to, my sports teams, my little bubble. I can't control any of that. I can't control what that dude's opinion is on what people do for a living or how the definition of any of that. I really like Steve Jobs because the little things of he wore the same clothes every day because that's one less decision he had to make. And I tell my son all the time, I can only answer so many questions. I can only think so many times a day before my brain is just done. And the more I use those synapses to fire in the direction that I want them to go in, the better. So I try to block out everything else except for what I want to think about in my world. Not that I'm naive to anything, the world at all, but just,
well, something Jobs did say, and this is from his playbook, is the signal and noise. And I think Elon Musk as well. It's like differentiating what is actually noise and what is going to make the most impact, picking the top three. And anytime anything other than those top three enter your purview, now that's very extreme. Not everybody can do that, right? Wealth helps with that, I'm sure, to try to suppress and just focus on the signal. There is something to be said about that, I think.
For sure. And, Jobs is in the top of a pyramid where the bottom of the pyramid's got a lot of brain power to focus on everything else besides that three. So, yeah. I almost compartmentalized my whole day because I have to switch from dad to business to shipper, eBayer, content guy, all those things. And I try to stay and wear that hat and stay in that moment. And I stay on my little list of things to do and I plow through it. And then I'm kind of take the hat off and go to the next thing. And it's gone. I don't think about it too much.
Sounds a lot like block scheduling. It's not easy. I struggle with that.
I see a squirrel and I'm off track. So 100%.
That sounds like more like me.
Yes, those are my goals. I don't operate 100% efficiently.
There's an author that I used to read prolifically, Robert Jordan. He's since passed, but one of the things that he did to kind of focus himself is he would actually put on a different hat when he was thinking about a character. Can you imagine as a reseller? I'm going to be the tax guy today.
I like that.
I would need them to be drastically different.
You're welcome.
Like a baseball cap, a sombrero, I need physical cues, visual cues.
Feather coming out. Feather out right with it.
I expect a social media blitz from Bevo's Flips about the different hats.
It's
fantastic.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So we usually do a thing here, usually around this time period, where we ask the esteemed guest who they would like to see on Launchpad Reseller Podcast. Someone that you enjoy watching, maybe. I know there's a lot of community that support you and you support them. Who would you like to see on Launchpad Reseller Podcast?
So I've seen you've had Cougars, you've had Sean, you've had have you had Richard Mendez on?
No, we haven't.
He's solid.
He has his own group, right? I think I'm a part of Resellerverse. Is it?
That I don't know. He's up there with Flip Fusion and Sean as far as and Cougars. They're kind of my Mount Rushmore of what I kind of am striving to be in books and boards. That level, that quantity, and the efficiencies. But he's very good. Backwoods Thrifter is a fun time had by all if you hadn't had her on.
We have not.
Mom Rebooted, I think, makes some of the best content in reselling world. I've said that for a long time. She's really good at what she's doing, and I'm super impressed.
I think Mom Rebooted is coming on right in August.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
But there you go. Spoiler alert. You heard it here first on Bevo's Flips.
Cat's out of the bag. And Second Turn Treasures is a great friend of mine on the book. And she has the challenge. She has 8,000 followers. And I said, it's not a goal, it's a mission. We need to get her over the line for sure. Well deserved.
Love it.
So many great resellers, so little time. If you want to be on Launchpad Reseller Podcast, there is a email that's scrolling across the screen for those that might be interested in highlighting their business and getting out there and getting the word out about your business and growing within the community. We talked about a little bit about social media. We talked about reselling. We talked about your history. Final last words to the generation coming up in reselling. What would you give them? Sage advice, even if it was like a dear younger me. Like you're looking back at your own story. What's that piece of advice that you wish you had?
Bet on yourself. Don't listen to the outside noise and what everybody else thinks you should do. If you think you can do it full time and you should do it full time, be in a position where you can do it if you can. Sometimes it's out of necessity and that's all you can do. And get after it. That's all I can. That's always been my motto. Just get after it.
Yeah. You don't know what you can do unless you try, and you can't be successful unless you try. And don't worry about failing. Fail fast, fail forward. And as always, remember one thing: if you can't be good at it. We're going to catch you on the next episode of Launchpad Reseller Podcast. Steven, stick around. We got one more question for you offline, and we'll catch you on the next episode. All right, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Thank y'all.